of silence.
For my moment in silence, I will remember the tragic, it was a helicopter crash in New York, and I'll offer up prayer in my moment of silence.
Okay, would one of you kids want to come up and do the Pledge of Allegiance for us?
Come on, come on.
Or all of you come up.
You can keep your thumb on the table. Come on. Go to the,
Oh, come on, don't be shy.
Just go. Right, you got it.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilperson Boyd?
Here.
Councilperson Canapari?
Here.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Here.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Here.
Councilperson Popacek?
Here.
Council President Demko?
Here.
Mayor Riley?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, do we have any public comment on any of the listed motions? No? Okay. Take it away.
Okay, okay, so great. Well, I want to thank everyone, or thank council for inviting us. We're super excited. Actually, in the fall of this past school year, Carol came from the Historical Society for an assembly in our auditorium, and she said, started talking about Carnegie 125, and I said, we need to do something. We have an awesome team of teachers here, so we're going to do something. And then later in winter time is when Ms. Pavacek said, we need to, is anyone want to do anything? So definitely, we're back. Fifth grade is definitely have something fun to do. So did a few things. We're going to present them tonight, and so we're super excited. The kids are excited. So,
Thank you for coming. Thank you for doing this.
This is
wonderful.
Yeah, like I said, I have an awesome team. This is Renee Gatos, Scott Donnelly, and Erin Cummings. Our math teacher was supposed to be here coming from the airport, but her flight got canceled in Baltimore.
Oh.
And she's there till 11 o'clock tonight. Hopefully she gets back tonight. But we have these kids with us to represent the fifth grade. So we did a few things. I thought, how can we get them involved in the community, get them excited about where they live? Because it's kind of, I found out a couple years ago when I started teaching social studies, and the kids don't really know too much about Borough or Andrew Carnegie himself. So the social studies aspect of it, I did a project. The kids will tell you maybe a couple things about it. We did what's called the good, the bad, and the ugly. We did some research on Andrew Carnegie and did use technology to do research and create a chart about the good things he did, maybe some not so good things, and some of the ugly things maybe with his companies. And I think teaching history is really important. You have to understand not everyone is perfect, but they can still be good people and still have, learn all about the flaws and the positives. So we did a project with that. Then we did a really cool, I put up, I'll call out to the parents, I go, just go out and take pictures of your student somewhere in Carnegie. So when we look at the picture, we know they're in Carnegie. Not a selfie, not in your house playing Fortnite, but somewhere where you see it, oh, that's Carnegie. So we got a great response. All 64 of our students are going to be represented on the slideshow you're about to see. And then I said, let's do some interviews with some people. I also put an email out to try to get people that have been in the community for a long time. I don't want to say old people, but who's been here long. And we got a couple responses. One really super one that hopefully we have time to see tonight. But these interviews, and of course, Mayor Riley was nice enough to do an interview with one of our students here, Jack Abistic, two grandparents of our students, and Carol Lilligas. All the interviews. And they're all on the slideshow. We're not going to watch all the interviews, but they will be available. And the picture show is pretty awesome. And then Mrs. Gatos will talk about her part of the project.
Hi, everyone. I teach English and language arts, so the students created individual poems related to Carnegie. They could choose any type of poem or format that they wanted. They could also show it traditionally using just paper, pencils, crayons, or they could do it digitally and share it with us. So they got to pick and they got to choose what their poems were about. So some of them include nature, some of them include the people that they see or the places they go. So I thought all of them turned out pretty well. The students are going to share some of theirs that they wrote with you today. Yes, math teacher, Mrs. Cummings, she created the maps with the students, and they represent different specific areas in Carnegie. So it's not the whole map of Carnegie. They had to choose a specific spot and kind of zero in on it, and they had to incorporate math into it. So the buildings had to be, one had to be an isosceles triangle, one had to be
Yeah, what were some of the requirements?
trapezoid.
Trapezoid.
So they were all geometric.
Yeah, all geometry based and perimeter area. They incorporated math lessons into their maps.
And they also could work on that individually or with partners or with groups, so they got choice in that too. That's awesome.
So if possible, we'll have them read the poems. They're short. We'll have them read the poems, and they'll talk. So someone will show you their maps, their map projects, and then the slideshow is about 5 minutes long. And hopefully, watch the one interview that I think is super awesome. And they're all good, but there's one with Mrs. Ankrum who lives right behind the school, and she has some good stories to tell us. So I think that's what we can do. So
Kids, come on up. I don't want to thank Green Public and their
parents and families for letting them come on a Monday night. Hold on a second. It's great that they can show us that. Good. Awesome. You can do it.
Hi, my name is Jacob Floyd, and my poem is about Carnegie. As cars go by on a Monday, Carnegie fills with happy souls, boys and girls going to school, as adults go by on a busy road as they commute to their happy jobs. As the morning ends, the calm evenings roll by, boys and girls hurry on by, as parents greet them with love, as people run their small business, the town fills with joy. Carnegie fills with silence as children go to bed. Their parents tuck them in and the parents go to bed as a lovely Carnegie day ends.
My name is Diego Tocante, and my poem is about Carnegie. In Carnegie's 125th anniversary, Andrew Carnegie, Railroads, North American Elementary School, green fields, interesting, eagle's wings, let Carnegie soar.
My name is Bella Lucci, and my poem is about Carnegie sites. It's Carnegie's 125. Get excited, take a drive. For Carnegie has many sights to see. Just do not leave without me. Carnegie has a library that is very necessary, for it helps with your schoolwork, yet this is not the place to learn. Carnegie also has a great school in which the people who work there are very cool. Our school colors are green and gold, which makes our cougar very bold. Carnegie owns a very fun park, which some people go to after dark. Come back soon, for we need to meet up at noon.
Carnegie, Carnegie, our wonderful Carnegie. This town is filled with people that are so friendly. This place has a history that is so rich, I sometimes think it is bewitched. But it's not just this that makes it special, it's the view that captivates you. My name is Harita Venkatesh.
My name is Carson Dunlap, and I will be talking about downtown Carnegie. In downtown Carnegie, there are many feet on a busy street. Always busy, filled with cars, happy people walking by, only wishing they could fly. Many places to go, busy they are though.
Bailey Hughes, and I'm talking about fun in Carnegie. Libraries and schools, Carnegie has many things, baseball and fun parks.
Walk the map in front of the council, that'd be great. We'll show a few maps, we'll just walk in front if that's okay. You can see some of the maps that they made here. You guys have yours? Yeah. You just take it on the You guys work on this together. Very nice. Go slow. Slow.
You guys pick out the trapezoid up there?
There's me a test. What's up, Chief? What's up, buddy? How are you doing? Nice to see you. And then we'll get to that.
Yeah, up a little more.
Well done. Steve, good
So we go to front and we're gonna have, we have a group picture in
Yes.
front of the house. And then we'll go watch the slide.
Good job.
I'll get a picture. Awesome, and I'll get a couple so we get everyone in there. I'll do 2 angles. Okay, look over here first, guys. Mayor, you need to stand up. Yeah, you're hidden right there, and there you go. I think
Let everybody
everyone else
stand
did it.
up.
Yeah, why don't we, and then I'll do a picture from this angle too, so yeah. Do that. And then I'll get 2. Okay, there we go. Ready, 1, 2. Yeah, there we go, okay. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll get one from this side. And I'll give an order as you can tell me. One. Okay, this way, this way, this way. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Well, our slideshow.
Thank you, guys. That was wonderful.
Yep. That might not be legal. I don't know how safe that one was, but. There you go. I love that one. holding it. It's the only time I've ever seen it. Right, so I heard him. So yes, this slideshow will be made available soon. I'll work it out how that'll be available to people. And then in the library in August, we're going to have the poems and the maps on display.
Awesome.
And do we have time for this one?
Yes, please. Good choice of music.
I'm going to take this one off and then sorry about the volume.
And we are celebrating Carnegie's 150th anniversary. And today I'm interviewing
Okay, so this one we'll just have to listen carefully because I forgot to get a speaker. That was my fault.
My name is Carolyn Anker, and I thank you very much for inviting me here. And I enjoy this conversation.
So can you talk a little bit about your history?
Well, I was raised here. My parents actually bought the house, but it was different in there because I was their grandma. And so I lived in Carnegie a good part of my life, even though I moved away after there. But I went to school here for all the years, and it was really a good experience. I still love Carnegie. I don't think I ever would move.
So how has Carnegie changed over the years?
Well, whenever I was growing up, there were a lot more stores. People were very friendly at the time. We had 3 elementary schools, and Lincoln, Harding, and Washington, and I would walk through the alley to go to Lincoln, and it was a big building, and the staircases were very wide, very wooden stairs, and they creaked when you went up and down. You'd have to hold on to the handles because they were so wide. There were a lot of different stores. There were drugstores and dime stores, which would be like a Walmart today. There were clothing stores and shoe stores. There was even a fruit market and a shoemaker. You could go and have your shoes repaired there. It was a wonderful place. And around Easter time, they would sell baby chicks and baby ducklings in cages in front of wars. And that I didn't like so much because I wondered what would happen to them after a while. We used to have a streetcar in Carnegie. And there were brick roads and there were streetcar tracks. And I remember having Halloween parades and being real careful whenever you had to walk so you wouldn't walk on the streetcar track and fall. I do think that maybe something that happened that took away some of the shops was whenever they put a mall in. But I'm really thankful that they took them all out and now you can still drive down the streets. And now there's all kind of new stores coming in, and I think Carnegie's coming alive again.
What do you hope for the future of Carnegie?
Well, right now, I think that Carnegie is, on the right path. I would hope that more stores would come in, but I love what they do with the children. The Boys Club, I know, has been here more than 60 years. And initially it was the Boys Club. And they tried to start a girls club in the basement of the library, and that just didn't work. So I'm really glad the boys and girls are together. One of the things we did have was team dances every Friday night. That was a lot of fun. Now, I'm not saying that, that would be something nice for the kids, because I don't even know if your generation would enjoy those every day. But, it was a good time for all of us, and, a lot of socialization. I like the idea of the playgrounds. Carnegie Park is wonderful. The skate park, and the playground area, and for that to continue to develop. And also the miniature golf was a lot of fun, and then we stand up there where we ate root beer popsicles and banana.
What is your greatest memory for Carnegie?
Well, I really loved going to the library. It was so special to have that library card and just go and take books out. I love to read in the summertime and walk with friends around Carnegie. We'd stop at the Dairy Queen, or we'd stop at one of the drugstores in Carnegie and sit on the high seats in the lobby and make us special drinks like chocolate cokes and cherry cokes, and we were so busy. Being with friends in the summertime, playing miniature golf, and just some of the wonderful memories that I have there.
Could you describe the school's background you did?
I'll tell you what, we went to 3 different schools. The elementary schools were all broken up, so there were 3 of them. Then finally we met up at Harding Junior High School, and you made new friends there in 7th grade. It was a big old building, and it was really neat because when you were on the 2nd floor, you could look down on the people. And then right here in this school, it was 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. And I loved the choir and the student council and just teaching classes, making friends. We had school dances, football games where they had concession stands, and because I was in student council, I was able to sell hot dogs and with velocity and sauerkraut. It was just a wonderful time of my life. I just enjoyed it so much.
What's today special for your grandkids to read?
Yes, I'm really thrilled that they've been able to experience Carnegie and Carleton. The year after I graduated is when they formed the name for Carleton to include other communities, and I'm just very thankful.
Would you like to share some of your photograph?
Sure. So like I said,
We'll issue here.
in Heidelberg, we're the Walmart.
Just some technology to
Racetrack.
Yeah. We'll come back.
Didn't ride on horses, they had donkeys. When I went to Lincoln Elementary School, this is a picture of my class. There were 34 in our class at the time. My teacher was Miss Ryan. This was the junior high school, and there was an elementary school in the bottom, and then the junior high was in the top, and that was 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. This is a picture of the flood, and the present. It used to be the old post office, and now they have the coffee shop there. And I wish for Carnegie that they could continue with flood control, so this would happen because it's really there. And then something that I miss, I just live a street over on California Avenue, and I know that they couldn't maintain the river road. They took away the river road and the island, and it was my street light used to shine right on the sidewalk. This is a picture of my brother and my mom's Chevy. Okay, this is a picture of the school when my house was here, and this is 1965 when I graduated. We were called the Ranger, and we were the little Tartans.
Thank you so much for your time, Susanna.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this, and I have to be honest with you, I didn't sleep last night because I just thought of all the wonderful things, and I just wanted to tell all of you how wonderful this place is.
The Rick Seabeck of Carnegie, right? So yeah, somehow we'll work out if this is available. I'll talk to you about that, because there's, of course, Mary Riley's interview, Jack Abissick interviewed, Carol DeLugas, and then another grandparent that was interviewed. So I think it's pretty fun. Yeah, the kids, it's good to hear. You can tell she's passionate. It's good for the kids to see that too, that there's a history. And then now we celebrate the diversity of Carnegie, which you see here tonight. It's awesome, and I'm excited to teach her. I know Mrs. Gilos is excited to teach her. We're super proud, and can't wait to come back in August for the party.
Thank you so much.
Great job, kids. I know I'm telling my age here, but I know exactly what she was talking about. They used to go to the football games and then go to Bard's drugstore. Remember Bard's? And get a milkshake or a root beer load.
Mark's
things
Drug
like that.
Store is where the liquor store is right now.
And she still don't know.
Liquor clothing will be one. But, see, a lot of the stuff she said really brings back memories of things we used to do. And anyway, fabulous job, kids. I mean, that was just wonderful. I think we need to give them another. Okay, now we have to get on with the, lots of fun stuff.
No more fun.
Administration.
Hi everyone, good evening. 1A, motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting on May 13, 2019.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
B, motion to adopt ordinance number 2462, an ordinance of the Borough of Carnegie, County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, establishing Chapter 19, reserved of the Borough Code of Ordinances, adopting the Allegheny County 167 Stormwater Management Plan.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
C, motion to deputize Jordan Tax Service as tax collector for the Borough of Carnegie, 2019 rural state tax collection season.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Steve, roll call.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachak?
Yes.
Councilperson Canavati?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
D, motion to award a one-year extension of the Carnegie Borough garbage and refuse contract to Allied Waste Services of Pittsburgh for a 3-year term starting July 1st, 2019.
I'll second that, but I'll have some comments as well, if you don't mind. The Allied Waste has been our garbage, our refuse, our garbage hauler for quite a few years, and we're in general quite satisfied with their performance. Anytime, and I'm sure all communities have issues with their garbage hauler from time to time, whether it's mechanical breakdowns, whether it's a delay in service, whether they promise to do something and then fail to do it. These things happen. In general, these folks have always done what they said they'd do eventually. This particular contract renewal is one that has a little bit of controversy to us because they asked us for a small increase in the recycling fee this time because of a change in the recycling market. It seems that there basically isn't a market any longer that buys an awful lot of the recyclables that come from America. Primarily, it used to go to China, and unfortunately, the pressures of environmental cleanup of the world have replaced the desire to recycle the stuff that we were sending to China, and there's literally a 90% decrease in the amount of materials that China is accepting. Part of that is because we, and not just Carnegie, let's go by and large and say we Americans, we're never trained properly on how to do recycling. So you pour out a ketchup bottle and you throw it in the recycling bin. Or you empty the tomatoes out of a can and you throw that into a recycling bin. Or even a soap bottle. When you finish it, you get as much out as you can. Maybe you rinse it a little bit to get that final little drop, and you throw it in the recycling bin. All three of those examples I gave you are contaminated products. They're not quite ready to be recycled at that point. True recycling occurs when the metal can is washed out and it's clean and there isn't paper attached to it. Or when the milk bottle is washed out or the ketchup bottle is completely cleaned out. Then it has a chance of being recycled. An awful lot of what we recycled historically, if it was dirt, let's give you the biggest example of all. Cardboard is an incredibly desirable recyclable material. And it has value. Unless it's a pizza box that has pepperoni grease in it. Then it has no value. And it actually could potentially have negative value if there's food product in there and it sits around long enough and it can possibly contaminate the items that are in the recycling bin or wherever it lines up along the way. It could contaminate those things as well and make them not recyclable. So anyhow, there's a dynamic change that has taken place as it relates to the recycling market for the country as a whole. So let's bring that back to Carnegie. Sorry, Sue. Let's bring it back to Carnegie, and basically our recycling company said that it's taking an awful lot of work to turn the materials that we haul out of Carnegie into recyclable stuff. And we'd like to use a small contingency that's in the contract at this renewal period of time and ask for a small increase. And the increase they asked for was 23 cents a month, in addition to the contractual increase that they were already allowed to take. And there's a clause in the contract that says if there's a material change in the business, that they can come to a community and ask for that. And they did come, and they asked for 23 cents. And as part of the contract that we're sending back to them, we decided that we would meet them halfway, if you will, or offer them 11.5 cents, which they could decline, I suppose. I don't think they will. But in principle, you'll find that on very rare occasions does this council split, and you'll find that this will not be a unanimous decision this time, because businesses go into business and they take risk, and they take that risk in order to make a profit. Regardless of the circumstances that are out there, you make an agreement, you stick to the agreement, whether there's a contingency or a clause that allows for extraordinary things to be considered in a go-forward contract or not. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, too bad, you don't get what you asked for. So with that, that's my, believe it or not, short explanation of the recycling market for the world as it relates to Carnegie. All right, there you go.
Nothing is ever short with you.
Believe it or not, that's the shortest explanation I've ever heard.
That's a good explanation.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Steve, roll call.
And just one thing I wanted to clarify also, that is for just a 1-year extension that will go to July of 2020. That is not 3 years. Roll call vote. Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachak?
No.
Councilperson Canafari?
No.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Good for you guys.
I'm still up, I'm sorry. I'll break it.
I took your flow away, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. E, motion to accept the resignation of Planning Commission member John Chaskey.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment. I've known John a long time. I know John, he served the Borough Council, and I attend the same church as John, and John just really loves his town. I mean, you can take John anywhere and he'll brag about Carnegie. He just loves the town, but John just reached a point where he can no longer serve. That I just applaud Juan's commitment to our town, and he's just a great guy. He'll be missed in this position.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to appoint Paige Bevan to the Carnegie Borough Planning Commission for a 4-year term to expire on June 10th, 2023.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
We have one more motion. Motion to adopt Resolution 2019-03, a resolution of the Borough of Carnegie, Allegheny County, proclaiming the Carnegie Park basketball court to be dedicated in the name of George Edward Skip Prosser.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Canafari?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes?
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Well, you want me to read the resolution?
Finance.
Motion to approve the June 2019 bill list and bill list of debt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Steve?
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes?
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Councilperson Canafari?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Councilman Freshwater?
I move to accept change order number 1 in the amount of $1,226 for the Carnegie Park Phase 3 basketball court installation, providing for the installation of a geotextile fabric, contract number 2018-01, built from Hilltop Paving.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Steve?
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes?
Councilperson Canafari?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I move to authorize payment number 2 to Hilltop Paving in the amount of $37,294.40 for the Carnegie Park Phase 3 basketball court installation, contract number 2018-01, again Hilltop Paving.
Second?
A motion and a second. Steve?
Councilperson Canafari?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes?
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I move to authorize payment to Musco Lighting Company in the amount of $70,374 for the installation of field lighting located at Child of Field number 2, Carnegie Park Phase 3.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Steve?
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes?
Councilperson Canafari?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I move to authorize payment to Trio Doors in the amount of $26,725 for the Carnegie Borough Department of Public Works garage door installation.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Steve?
Councilperson Sarsfield?
Yes?
Councilperson Canafari?
Yes.
Councilperson Papachek?
Yes.
Councilperson Boyd?
Yes.
Councilperson Freshwater?
Yes.
Council President Demko?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Great. That's all the motions we have for tonight. Committee reports, administration,
Nothing this evening, Madam President.
finance.
Other than, I look forward to working with Steve to see if we can find some additional money in the budget this year so that we can complete the street light project that's Public Works and Public Works has been leading the charge on so far. If we can do that, that'd be great. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but Main Street is significantly brighter these days as a result of the work that's gone on. And the poles that have been completed, whether they were replaced or sandblasted and repainted, look significantly better. Trying to figure out a way to get that project done this year. I don't know if we'll be able to or not, but we're going to try. That's it.
Code enforcement?
I just want to make one comment. Madam President, I want to welcome Paige Bevan to the Planning Commission. It's good to have someone young joining us that has a background in urban planning and that will be taking John's place. We're sorry to see John go. We wish him the best. But it is good to also have some young people interested in our town and willing to step up to the job. So I want to welcome her, and I'm glad that she was voted in tonight. So that's all, Madam President.
Public Works? Public Safety?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to remind everybody, as I do every year at this time of year, school's out, children will be playing, so, I used to teach driver safety when I worked at the group homes. And one thing I learned, if you leave the house 5 minutes late, plan on getting there 5 minutes late. Because no matter what you do, you're not going to make up the 5 minutes. So it's just, if you leave late, just plan on arriving late. Before you leave the house, make the phone call, tell whoever you're meeting with you're going to be late, because it's not worth risking a child's life, anybody's life. So just be cognizant of when you're out there, when you're near parks, when you're near basketball courts, anywhere where children play. They're not in school during the day, they're out playing, so just be cautious with what you're doing. Thank you.
Okay, I have nothing tonight. Steve? While you're making the manager's report, you want to just fill everybody in on what's going on Main Street?
That was part of the report. So just so everybody who's here knows, PennDOT is currently doing work out here on West Main Street. They are basically taking out all of the temporary fixes that were there at one point and now doing that permanently. So they have 60 days to be working on that, which they started on the interior lanes. They're going to move to the exterior lanes from there. And then once they're completed with that project, they'll be moving on to Washington Avenue and to Chestnut as well. So this will be an all-year project, but the good way to look at it is, if they're not here, they could be somewhere else. So we'll obviously take PennDOT's time while we can. So as long as everything goes smoothly, we've had no issues with the traffic so far, so it's so far so good. But if there's any questions during that, obviously please call down to the borough. And also, I just wanted to give a brief update. We had our first farmers market start yesterday. This is the second year. We were lucky to have 11 vendors. And of course, we had our first day obstacles. However, that's with anything, but we look forward to having it again next week. It will be through the end of August. And depending on how things go, possibly extend to September. But we had definitely a good turnout. I'd probably say over the 3 hours, we've had well over 100 people. So just if you hear anybody, as of right now, it's a little early in the year for any of the produce, so that's a little slow. But as we get into the end of August, July to August, obviously there'll be a little more of an option. So please hope that everybody comes out. I'm sure that Miraval will speak on it a little bit as well, but just thank you to everyone who helped, and we look forward to a good year. That's all I have today, Mr. President.
Volunteer Fire Department and EMS report?
Thank you. We had 21 fire calls and 128 calls or requests for EMS service.
Mayor's report.
Thank you, Madam President. The department's activity for May 2019. Criminal arrests and citations, 23. Traffic stops, 41. Traffic citations, 31. Parking tickets, 184. And complaints and self-initiated activity, 844. I'd like to give you a bit of an update on firearms and training. So the Carnegie Police Department in the month of May completed a transition from carrying the Sig Sauer 40 caliber firearms to carrying Glock 9mm firearms. All of the officers were trained with the new firearms and completed the Pennsylvania Municipal Police Education and Training Qualification course. The Carnegie Police Department switched to the 9mm firearms because of a recent study conducted by the Federal Bureau of Investigations that determined that the 9mm was the best fit for law enforcement. At one time, the belief was a large caliber such as the .40 caliber, which we previously carried, was the better choice because it had better knockdown power, which would prevent the bad guy from continuing to shoot at police. With the development of much improved 9mm ammunition, the choice has changed. The prior .40 caliber the Carnegie Police carried held 12 rounds of ammunition. The new 9mm holds 18 rounds of ammunition. The new 9mm are lighter for the officers to carry on their sides, and their range score is greatly improved. This training and semi-annual qualification took place at the North Fayette Police Training Range. The North Fayette Police Department is gracious enough to allow us to utilize their range. The Carnegie Police Department has 3 certified firearms instructors who are certified through the National Rifle Association. Our most recently certified instructor, Officer Dallas Koger, completed a month of training in April in both firearms and patrol rifle training. While our hope is that our officers never have to discharge their firearm, we believe training is essential and our officers have been properly equipped and trained in case their life or another life is in danger of death or serious bodily injury. All 13 of our officers have completed the mandatory in-service classroom training in January and February for the year of 2019. This training consisted of crime code and vehicle code updates, case law changes, and officer safety. In May, our officers completed CPR and first aid, which we are required to complete every 2 years. 2 of our officers completed recertification for ALICE training in April. ALICE training is the training that deals with active shooters and how to deal with these types of events. Our officers have already trained employees from several businesses in town, including the Carnegie Library and the First Baptist Church. Anyone interested in having our officers train your employees, please call the Carnegie Police Department. Another one of our officers has successfully completed Pennsylvania Incident-Based Reporting System training, which deals with changes in the way police departments report activity to the state and federal government, and that's Officer Riley. On another note, I want everyone to be aware that if you have not already seen it, that road repair has started on West Main, as Steve mentioned. This is a PennDOT project, and they are repairing cracks in the cement. Soon, Washington Avenue will experience the same type of road repair. Another thing I wanted to share with you that the department is doing is, starting this month in June, we are sending police surveys. We send 3 surveys per week and pick incidents and officers involved at random to receive feedback from the community that we serve. The Carnegie Police Department prides itself on doing the right thing in the right way and for the right reasons. Chief Kennedy and I hold our officers to the highest level of professionalism, conducting business in an honest, compassionate, and efficient manner while adhering to a higher standard of personal conduct and decency. We believe that this is good all around, and we look forward to the feedback that we'll receive. For the June 2019 events, summer camp registration is underway at the Carnegie Boys and Girls Club. The camp is a bargain at only $100 a week, including breakfast and lunch, and there are need-based scholarships available, so you can go online or contact Dom for more information. Now dinner is available for kids at St. John's. That's on Washington Avenue, right across from the Boys and Girls Club. And that will be a site for the USDA free summer meals program this summer. Volunteers from St. John's and partners will be offering a free sandwich supper to anyone under 18 from 4 to 5 on summer weekdays. All volunteers will have background clearances. Friday, June 14th, from 5 to 9, the Carnegie Crawl is back, and that runs every second Friday throughout the year. So the businesses in downtown Carnegie will be offering fun live music discounts during the hours of the crawl. There's live music throughout the summer at the corner of Broadway and East Main, so definitely come join in the fun. Monday, June 17th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., the summer reading sign-up at the Andrew Carnegie Free Library and Music Hall. It is the first day of summer reading, so stop by the library to pick up your materials and register. This can prevent the dreaded summer slide, and you can win some prizes. You can contact the library for more information. On Monday, June 24th, from 10 to 11, Math and Science for You at the Andrew Carnegie Free Library and Music Hall. Math and Science for You is a 6-week program for children entering kindergarten in the fall of 2019. Designed to sharpen math and science skills, your child will read stories and engage in activities to give them a head start and boost of confidence. Once again, you can contact the library for more information. As Steve mentioned, the farmers market kicked off this past weekend. We were really pleasantly surprised with, I think, the amount of people that came through for the first week. And I think it'll just continue to get better as the season goes on. And that is every Sunday from noon to 3 in the East Main Street parking lot. I can't even believe I'm saying this, but save the date because Wednesday, July 3rd is Carnegie's annual fireworks. And there will be skateboarding competitions, music, food, and games throughout the day at Carnegie Park. And the fireworks begin at dusk. We will also have fittings for the bike helmets for the children again. And I believe, Chief, we're working to see if we can have Life Flight land again?
90% chance, right?
Okay. That was pretty cool.
It'll be 5 o'clock.
Okay. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that happens because that was really fun for the kids. Yes.
I waited too.
And the adults. And that's all I have this evening, Madam President. Thank you.
Any general public comment?
Sorry, hi. My name is Becky Schaefer. I live here in Carnegie, and I'm also involved with the PTA at the Carnegie Elementary School District. And we came up with a plan that we were going to try to do a fundraising for the Carnegie Elementary School kids, because we are in dire need of school supplies. A lot of the kids in Carnegie, they don't have a lot of the means to get, the stuff that they need, like book bags and pencils and things like that, plus the school district itself is in need of stuff as well. And the kind of idea that we came up with is kind of do a Toys for Tot type thing. We want to maybe set up donation boxes at different places throughout the community here in Carnegie. Maybe try to announce it on the, Borough website possibly as well to draw attention to it, so that, and try to kind of put a list of maybe supplies that we need for the students and for the school district itself. I'm actually in the process of, with the board of the school district, I'm waiting for word back from them about that to get the approval to go out a fundraising form thing. Plus I'm waiting on word back from the principal of the school as well, so that we can get that started, so that we can have it going on throughout the summer, so people could just maybe put stuff in the boxes and we could do pickups and, because our goal was to try to get every student in Carnegie Elementary a book bag filled with supplies. So there's about 400 students. 400. So, how many? 440. Okay, there you go. So, yes. So, but that's basically our goal, and I'm waiting for word back from all that, and if we can get the approval, I want to see if, the borough would be okay with this.
Yes, thank you so much for coming this evening to present this, because we could absolutely put a drop here at the Borough building, maybe even at the library, wherever we can, and having a list of the actual supplies needed is important.
Yes.
And I think we would put it on the website, promote it through our Facebook page, and really get the word out there because it's important for the kids.
Yes, absolutely. And then I just had one other thing that I had to address off from that, is once again 7th Avenue. The speeders, of course. It's especially whenever summer starts coming in, it even gets worse because people really speed up that road really, really fast. And then once again they come the wrong way down the street. I mean, there's going to be a head-on collision very soon because it is constant. Even a mail carrier, I had to call a report because he came down the wrong way. He was going at least 50 miles an hour or so down that road. And he was on his phone at the time texting or something at the time. So Blue Racer just kept on going and almost had a head-on collision with the car. So, and I had actually called and reported that. The other thing is there is a lot of drug activity going on up there. I wanted to address that with a couple of the houses. The people from 6th Avenue are coming up and are doing, right there at Olive Valley and 7th Avenue, are doing drug exchanges right there in the middle of broad daylight as well. And it's kind of dangerous. I mean, we have, there's a few people that weren't able to make a meeting today that are concerned about it, like Debbie Kiss, she's at 301 7th Avenue, Laura Lane, who's on Big Street, corner over there, Vicki across the street. So there's a few of us that are very concerned about these things going on at these certain houses around our neighborhood right there. So, and, I just wanted to make it aware that these things are going on and it's in the broad daylight. So, too, and I'm just afraid, if something happens, something goes wrong, maybe people have guns, those are our houses up there. You know what I mean? So, just want to bring that to attention. So, that's all. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
I apologize for stepping out again.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I'm just getting over bronchitis.
Oh, I know how that
I
is.
still not rid of that cough.
Oh,
I
that's okay.
apologize.
Thank you. Oh, you're fine.
Anybody else?
When I was over at the Carnegie Elementary School, not directly in the front where the stairs are, but towards the one side, there's a hole in the sidewalk. And that could be dangerous for kids.
Is it on the school property?
Yes, it is.
You'd have to talk to the school district.
School district for that?
That's their property.
Because I was kind of concerned, because I know my grandson, he is visually impaired. I know there's other kids, that have problems, and even those that don't. Sometimes they don't pay attention, how kids are.
Where exactly is that at? What street?
I'm sorry?
What street is that on?
Franklin.
It's on Franklin sidewalk?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll handle it, and I'll get in touch with the school if it's theirs.
Okay, thank you. So I'm kind of concerned for the kids, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this, but I'm appalled that the kids have to fundraise for supplies.
I agree. I agree with Madam President. And, I've spoken to the mayor and several other people. The taxes have went up every year since me and the president have been on this board.
Not a little, a lot.
And they continue to cut programs. They just laid off 2 aides. It's just
Not 2, 12. Like everybody else.
it's a horrible situation, and both the president and oncoming new council member, when they left the board, there was quite a surplus. There was a plan to build a new elementary school. There was enough money there to do that. They've simply patched old buildings that are still in dire straits. And they're broke, and they're asking the state to allow them to increase taxes again. It's just an appalling situation.
Well, talk to Petra knows, when I was on the school board for 12 years, okay? When I left, we had saved $16 million to build a new school. And we're going to build one, and then that got after I got off, that got kind of kiboshed. And then it's been a mess ever since. And I honestly think that every one of us on this council should go up to the next school board meeting and just speak our piece and let them know how we feel.
Yes, good luck.
I really do.
Because I work at the school.
Okay.
And I'm on the
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So the board will be sitting there. Half of you will be on your phones not paying attention to the people speaking. The other half will just be talking to each other. That's how board meetings work at Borough. But anyways, sorry. I work at the school and it infuriates me. And I'm on the PTA. We have 448 kids.
Excuse me. Before you continue, and I want you to continue, but could you introduce yourself?
Oh, I'm sorry. Randy Kramer. We have 448 kids. Guess how many parents on the PTA meetings? Right. 2 board members and me. I'm not a board member. Are the only people who come to meetings. We have them through September to June or May. 3 people came to 8 of those meetings. We can't get help, we can't have people volunteer, we can't have anybody come, we can't have parents do anything, they're just like, whatever, they're your problem. So yes, it's very hard for us to get, like we do fundraisers, we have 480 kids, we sold Saris, 20 kids sold Saris. We made $2,000. We have no money to do anything. I mean, that's why she's trying to get us, it's horrible, but like we have kids that don't have jackets, we have kids that don't have shirts.
Socks, the nurse needs.
The nurse needs underwear and socks all the time, I don't know why.
Why is that? Why?
Because we have so many
they don't have?
illegals that come from different countries that have nothing. And they just throw them into our schools and they're like, here you go, have fun. I work in the lunchroom. I have sent so many, I hate saying illegals, I do. Children that have clothes that you can wear skirts up to here and you can see everything. And I'm like, please go get clothes on. Like, go to the nurse so she can give you clothes. It's that, like, they just have nothing. And they just keep throwing them into, like, the governor's house and everything, and they have nothing. So they send them to school. We have to provide shoes, and half our kids don't have shoes. It's horrible. Like, it's horrible. I just donated a whole box of brushes, and they were gone in 5 minutes. Like, the randomest stuff that you would think, our kids don't have. I donated, I think, 100 hats and gloves that were gone in 10 minutes this winter. Like, it's ridiculous how much of the kids, because, like I said, they're just bombarding us with all the refugees, and they come and they have nothing. Like, I don't know if you guys realize that. I mean, the refugees just keep coming. Like, we have probably 5 new students every 2 weeks. Don't speak English. Just saying. So we have to get more teachers that do ESL so that they can speak English. Like, it's a crazy look inside our school.
Are they legal people? That's another question too, because it's all over the news. Yeah.
I have no idea.
This is crazy.
They don't speak English, so I can't even talk to them. So that's why our school needs everything.
Would you think that the people, the citizens aren't aware of this, so they don't come to the meetings to discuss this? Sue.
No one comes to anything.
You were on the school board. I'm a former school director. Our meetings were, we had, I don't want to say that they were packed, but we had a lot of people at our school board meetings. And I don't understand that there's nobody going.
Like, our board members don't even show up. Like, we had a board member that didn't even show up, and I'm like,
The school doesn't look into any local programs that we have. I mean,
They
we have the
give
Salvation
money for-
Army, we had the,
that's on us. That's on the PTA. The school doesn't do anything. That's on us to do.
The only way they have.
If we don't do it, it doesn't get done.
PTA.
If we don't do it, it doesn't get done in that school. And there's 3 of us.
All they know how to do is raise
Okay,
taxes.
so there's 3 of us that made it through this whole year.
All they know how to do is raise taxes. I don't know if people are aware of this. The United States of America spends the most on education than any country in the world. And depending on who you listen to, we are ranked anywhere between 27th and 33rd in the world. But we spend the most on education.
But they get more money the more refugees you bring in. Our school gets more money.
Oh, do they? Well, then where's the money
I know
going?
that. It's public knowledge. It's the meeting association. Didn't they tell us that in the last board meeting? So they get money if they bring in kids that don't speak English.
Is this the open borders crowd we're talking about?
I just I'm
No
just saying.
borders?
If the PTA doesn't do it, like, you can tell Gas Chief Kennedy, I'm in there all the time, begging for everything, have the cops come in and read to our kids, try to do something. Like that 25th thing where it's talking about the History Center, I'm the one that tries to get the free assembly, so we don't have to pay any money. Like, believe me, I'm like shaking right now. Sometimes, like, I live and breathe for these kids. But like, we try to do as much as we can. But we have like,
where are the parents? What are they doing?
In jail? I don't know. Most are in Half of them can't pass clearances to come to the school.
I don't think we need to make assumptions, but one thing that maybe we can try and do, as Sue indicated, is reach out to the school board or attend the next school board meeting and, raise some of the concerns that have been brought before us today. And really just find resources for these kids, because somebody has to do something. So I think we need to be proactive, and we can talk about what that looks like.
I agree, Mayor.
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm back from Scotland, one of the things they said to me, Maggie, I don't know why you don't say your city right. I said, I say Carnegie. They said, it's Pittsburgh. It's just like Edinburgh, it's Pittsburgh. So I'm Maggie Forbes from Pittsburgh. But I just did want to address the comments today. Obviously, the library is very involved in working with neighborhood kids. Many of the refugee families or immigrant families, there's a difference. Immigrant families, refugee families, live in the Beechwood or in the governor's house, and we are doing a lot in terms of English as a second language at the library, trying to get a translator to be part of the library. I just think the two little boys who came up to my office, and I found out I was a big wasp, and Abdul and Mohammed, and we worked with the parents, we sent things home, we got them library cards, they're part of things. I think we have to, our community is changing. It's growing, it's changing, but there are so many different agencies. We've met with people from the Islamic Center, we've had programs there, and I think we all have to work together to say, welcome to the people who are, all of whom are, I think they're all here legally, and there are different programs, there are different community services. The library wants to be part of it, and working.
Well, maybe you can tell us where to go, because.
Well, I think part of it is you have to identify what the problem is, and the kids are amazing because they may have come not speaking English, but obviously they learn much more quickly than we do as adults, and so we have to work with their parents as well. There are so many agencies throughout the county. And we have to tie in to these things, and instead of saying these, and I'm not suggesting that you were saying that the families are a problem, but we have to say, all of our families, a couple of generations back, came with these same issues of arriving, maybe not a
See, that's what I'm
but not speaking the language, and
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know where to go. I don't know.
No, and we need to find that out, and I am going to do a little plug. I'm going to email everybody our newsletter. We're doing a community needs survey, Phil. You asked me about that. This is an Allegheny County-wide initiative that's trying to find a way that we're better meeting community needs, not just in terms of how you check out books or DVDs or access things, but what are the community needs that the libraries throughout Allegheny County can be facilitators on. I see this as something that we need to play a stronger and stronger role. I'm kind of thrilled to see it's the adults who are coming for English as a second language. The library's a friendly place. So many of the families live within easy walking distance. I want to say, okay, let's do something for the kids so they're not just sitting and getting these things going. But I just want to say the demographic of our community has changed. And it's changed probably as long as this has, through the 125 years we've been a community, and we have to be responsive. So I don't have all of the answers, but I know if you can identify, here's some of the things that we would want to do, and I'm sure
You're aware of the group that does provide school supplies. I know they've worked with,
They get them in the end of April, beginning of May. That's when we get our school supplies.
Well, maybe we should stockpile them and hand them out at the beginning. I mean, I'm not part of the organization, but
they do a tremendous job. I know Rotary has worked with them, and they give nice packets,
but maybe they only give it to one group, but they can sometimes.
Rotary gives us jackets.
Right, no, but Rotary, I've gone and stuffed school supply packets, from toothpaste and combs as well as notebooks and this sort of thing. It's in McKees Rocks. I'll get you the information.
It's addressing the need. But part of it is communication. Do people know what's out there? Because it's not necessarily an easy thing, but when I look at these little boys, and this one little boy, he's 10 years old, and he told me he came from Afghanistan, and then he moved here, and he moved here, and he moved here, and now he's so happy to be in Carnegie. And I thought, this little boy has gone from place to place to place to place, and now he feels like he's home. And I thought, and he spoke English beautifully. I mean, hell of a lot better than I can speak Arabic. And so, but we have to work together on this. And I agree with you on accountability on, school district funding. But in terms of the kids who are going to the school, I'm just saying, okay, now all of these kids are out of school and they live in the backyard, front yard, backyard, whatever it is. We have to have more programs for them at the library. So, but connecting with the parents is probably harder.
And just in terms of what you're saying, this is how people spend their lives
And
now.
also, the parents don't speak English, so the kid tells them whatever they want them to hear. Because I've
Well,
done this.
and kids, I can tell. I have one little kid. I said, "Oh, you're a crafty kid." But in terms of just participation, this is a big council meeting. Sometimes it's 3 of us who come to council meetings. In terms of us feeling that we're civically engaged, which was why it was so thrilling to have the kids here and talking about what they're doing. But it's an issue we have. We don't connect and feel part of something. And I remember you saying once when we had a whole bunch of people here for the library, and I think everybody rolled their eyes, wouldn't it be great if we had that many people?
All the time.
All the time. But, a feeling we have to rebuild that sense of community. The library music hall's all in to do what we can do.
And with the school district, we try all the time. We're very much part of things. We'll
work with you as much as we can, because I think it's such an asset to have the library and music hall in our school district, and we have to break down those walls. And that's a little bit general, but it's seeing this as an opportunity. But I will send you all links to this survey, because the whole point of it is to find out. One library, they identified hunger, food shortages. Well, that's not the library's job, but if you can connect people with the resources and getting those things, we have to start responding. We've always had to be responsive to community needs. The borough always has to be responsible for community needs, and presumably the school district has to be responsible for changing community needs. Okay.
Maggie, wait a second, I have a solution for you.
Good.
So, in Allegheny County, you can pull it up on your phone. It's www.bigburgh.com.
Oh, Big Bird, that's my friend Bob Firth, he created that.
That's right.
Right.
So, I mean,
Those
if
are
you're a
community
male,
services,
female,
yes.
transgender, there's 170 different services. If there's somebody homeless, they'll tell you where to take a shower, they'll tell you where to do laundry. There's a lot of good services there.
So, yeah, and I think it's part of us using our websites, the school district website, our website, your website, making people aware of the community.
Well, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it's about communication.
We're not very good at it.
Right. If we're in silos and we're not communicating, there are a lot of services and organizations out there to help, but we need to all kind of come together and have that discussion as a group.
Yes.
Rather than, working
Because to get more done, but also to hold people accountable and to be, for meeting us halfway about coming forward. So wait till I tell Cousin Mom that Big Bird was said. Okay, thank you.
I want to just say very quickly, my name is Jeannie Williams, and I live in Carnegie. I work for Jewish Family and Community Services. Refugee and immigrants are a big part of what we do, and I think having the knowledge, when I started, I didn't know the difference between a refugee and an immigrant. So a lot of it is...
Can you explain it? Because I don't know the difference.
So refugees, and I'm not an expert, but refugees are those who are running away from their current country, or else their lives are in danger. They're running away to safety. And oftentimes, they're seeking, and there's differences with those terms. But a lot of folks, I work with a lot of Bhutanese over at Baldwin High School, students who were in Thailand and camps for years and years, waiting for the okay from the United Nations to be able to leave that camp. So we do have people who go around to communities who do teach. As far as Carlinton goes, I don't know, there's a program called Isaac that we represent. It's called Immigrant Services and Connections, helping refugees and immigrants thrive in Allegheny County. Department of Human Services is funding it. So these are things that I'll be more than glad to talk to the experts at my agency and see if we can just get communication. I agree, because we have to embrace everyone. If we don't, then this nation, I think, has some difficulties. So I'll be more than glad to gather information and then maybe present it here so that we're all informative.
And maybe we can do some big thing in the music hall or have a real symposium or something, an all-day thing, and think about something and get the different stakeholders.
Right.
We're
And
trying
have
to
the
address
families.
it so that the families, but also the
Exactly.
stakeholders who are trying to provide services so that we're working together rather than chopping.
Like a resource fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and as a career counselor, I've seen so many refugees and immigrants placed in viable jobs, helping our communities, helping our economy. So without knowledge, it's scary. It's very different, so we get scared and we silo. But with communication and with opportunities, Isaac is part of a lot of nonprofits working together under that umbrella. So maybe we don't have to recreate the wheel and utilize what we have already. I'm not an expert, but my agency is. So I'll see what I can find out.
Thank you. That'd be great. Thank you. Anybody else? Council with welfare?
Sure, of course I do. It's Judy Gordon's birthday today, huh? Hey, she touched all of our hearts. And I would like to bring up Friday, June 14th is Flag Day. So I would ask that you please place a flag in front of your home or your business to celebrate our flag. And have a good rest of the month. That's all I have. Thank you.
Phil?
Yes. Sure. Which Steve has reminded me of. We had Dagapalooza a couple of weeks ago, and it was incredible. There were, I don't know how many people there for the entire time. There were dogs, and it amazes me that you can get that many dogs in one area.
There was not more than 200 people.
Oh, at least.
At 10:30, they were parking on the field.
Yeah.
It was great.
First one was there, you said 500 people? 500 sounds better.
Well, maybe there was 500 coming and going.
Yeah. The bottom line is it brought a ton of people to Carnegie Park. It was excellent.
It was awesome, right? The park, it brought people from around the area, not just
Different
from
states too. There were people from West Virginia.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was just a really wonderful event, and we're grateful to Christy Croshaw for starting this 5 years ago. It just continues to grow, and that we're really lucky to have something like that. So if you didn't get to it this year, make sure you get to it next year. It's the second Tuesday in June?
It's the Sunday.
Sunday in June, sorry, Sunday in June.
Obviously,
First Sunday.
Yeah, first Sunday. in June.
First Sunday every June, every year.
First Sunday every June, every year. Hopefully she will continue this.
There's some good pictures online, so if anybody wants to check it out, and obviously pass along just the thanks from council and everybody did a great job.
Oh, they did, absolutely. I also want to thank, even though Mr. Conley left, I'm very, very grateful to Carnegie Elementary and the students that have taken the time, Mr. Donald Alexander, who has been assisting me in getting them to do projects for the One Town at 25th, but we're going to coordinate with the library, so they will be on display that weekend, and so people can take their parents and their friends to the library to see all the creations that they have made. This was awesome that the kids took their time to come down tonight, as well as Mr. Donnelly. That means a lot to me, and I'm very appreciative of Carnegie Elementary, including themselves in our event this year. It means a lot, so I just wanted to comment on that. And that's all.
Lovely to see you.
Sit it up.
I think I'm saying it enough.
I almost did that, Bill, but I couldn't help it.
I never thought Phil would wear himself out. Thank you. Tomorrow it does open up our Friday calls, but I would appreciate anybody that can't find some place to go during the crawl to stop at the Carnegie stage off the wall theater. There will be a great comedian there, great dancers and stuff. It's a fundraiser for the Democratic Committee of Carnegie. So please stop by. It starts at 5:30, goes to like 9, and it'd be an awesome event. Also, last month, May 22nd, I got to go up to my old high school, Carlington, and participate in Career Day. And, you know, so many people say, young people today, I'm telling you, each and every kid that came through was just awesome. One kid was more awesome than the other. And just, they really, you know, asked great questions. They really paid attention. It was just really, really fantastic. And I won't be on council next year, but I would look to maybe go back next year as my regular job and participate in that, because it was just really, really fantastic. And with the dialogue that took place here tonight, when I leave here, this is what I'll miss the most. Honestly, the mayor, this board, Maggie, just everybody, you know, and God bless the Jewish community as a whole. You know, the last fatal package, hey, was because of these good actions that they do for immigrants coming to this country. I'm actually only the second generation to be born in America. My parents were the first, and I'm the second. So, when I was born, my parents had me late, but I hear the stories of how my grandparents started on a farm. My grandma was 13 years old when she came to America from Hungary. And when she got here because her mother was concerned of her becoming enslaved in Hungary. So she sent her to America. Well, her mother's sister enslaved her here, paying her like a nickel a week to clean the house and do all this. So my grandmother could speak no English, so she bought a newspaper every day. Then she found out where the Hungarians were migrating to, which was Homestead. So she, at 13 years old, saved up enough to get bus fare. She found her way to Homestead. Well, she ran into would become my grandfather. They remembered riding the boat over together. He helped her. Then they moved out to Hotel Road next to Judge Brodsky, built a home out there, and there was a farm there. And so, people, refugees. This is America. I don't know what people miss about that. And everybody says, well, just become a citizen. Well, at Career Day, I spent the day next to one of Connor Lamb's aides. And let me tell you, the process to become a citizen of the United States of America is not an easy process. It is not. It's a very enduring process. Okay? And for the dreamers that are here, everybody says, why don't they just become citizens? There is not a path for them. There is not a path for them. And I invite the President of the United States of America, our Congress, to create a path for these people, because they've been here for 10, 15, 20 years, being productive citizens. Give them a pathway and let them become citizens of our country. That's what they want. They're not here for bad reasons. They're here to make America great. America's not made great by one single person. but it's made great by all of us. This town has not transcended into greatness that it has over the last 12, 15 years because of me, because of Sue, but it's a joint effort. It's the businesses, it's the people, and we do have a great time, and we welcome everybody here. That's what makes me so proud of being born and raised in this town. We don't turn our back on anybody. So we will find solutions for these kids and for the programs. We have to meet with the school district, hold them accountable, okay? Because there's tax dollars being spent, school supplies should be provided for these kids. But as far as clothing, whatever we have to do, we'll get it done. We always do. That's what makes Carnegie great. Sorry for being so long, but
He's only got a few more months. He's got.
I gotta get a lot out of my system.
Quickly, as was already mentioned, Flag Day is coming upon us. So please fly the flag in honor of those who served our country, and especially for those who fought and died for our country. Those are the ones who made this country great. No politician did that. It's our veterans who secured the rights for everybody.
I think that, Sue, if I might add one more thing.
No, you already
had. You're spent, buddy.
And I'm going to need help from our solicitor on this because I'll screw it up, but I'll get it started. Is not one of the principal partners of our law firm, chairman of the National Flag Foundation?
Yes.
I think it's kind of cool that the guy's A, loosely associated with the borough, and B, a Pittsburgher.
Yeah, one of the most visible recent things that they've done is the giant billboard that Lamar in, was it Nextel or Verizon was fighting over that's up by the incline. They just switched that over for the National Flag Foundation. It's a nonpartisan group that promotes unity and flying the flag. Another really visible thing they do is the videos at the Steelers game, and they're trying to take it nationwide with the NFL. It's a really neat montage video that plays that then says, "Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance."
Thank you, Marvy.
Well done.
I just have two things here. We're pleased to let you know that Carnegie Borough has been awarded $20,000 in CDBG funds for new picnic benches out of the park. So we just got a grant for $20,000. We can get new picnic benches.
Weird question, are you getting rid of the old ones?
Keith, are they going to get rid of the
Are they in bad shape?
They'll be relocated, but
They're not bed shape.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if we have them at the school, so they can sell outside me lunch. Sorry. Just see, I'm trying a couple.
How many do you need?
Pressure, Keith, pressure.
We have 60 kids in a grade, we have two, like, I don't know how many little butts can fit on the 60? 7. Like, what I hear, 9?
We'll
They
see.
got more tax dollars than we do.
Hey. I got no dollars.
Let's just say that if we could, if we can, we will.
Okay.
If we can't, we apologize in advance.
You're fine.
Okay. And the other thing is, I just wanted to piggyback on whoever was talking about July 3rd. Don't forget to come out to the park before the fireworks, because the concession stand will be open from 12 o'clock. We have lots of good food, snow cones. We also are going to have bouncy house again for the kids from 3 to 7. We also have the fish pond for the little kids, and we're trying to get more games up there this year for the kids. So there's going to be a lot going on. Skate park. The skate park is having all kind of tournaments all day long. There's going to be different people from different skating businesses that are coming and give stuff away. We also have the helmets. I think you mentioned the helmets, measured helmets. And there's going to be a lot going on. And then, of course, the fireworks. And if we can talk Mr. Freshwater into DJing at the pavilion again for a couple hours, that would be nice. So, and that's right near where the fireworks are. So come early, listen to some music, and come get something to eat, and let the kids run. And So it's gonna be a good day again. And that's all I have.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second, meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming.